The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack hit. We'll get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Chris Thompson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off a 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Yo, 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 tune in, don't miss Shaggy TV, hit him with the twist. Gang on deck, let's pick up the pace. Remote in hand, it's a cartoon race. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Flip the channel, hit the screen. Velma's got the clues, keep it clean. Fred in the whip, Daphne looking mean. Shaggy on the snacks, munching every scene. Zoinks, got ghosts in the room. Monsters lurk, smell the cartoon fumes. Fog thicker than my uncle's perfume. Solve it quick, then straight to the tune. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Spooky vibes with the laugh on top. Masked villains, every case non-stop. Trapdoor falls, but the plan don't flop. Cue the laugh track, tick tock, tick tock.
I told Connor I'd warn him, but I'm so tired I forgot. So, Connor, we're live, brother, and it's time for a little Monday Night Madness here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And, well, I just noticed something here, too. We had, boy, oh boy, Connor, say something here. I'm going to have to mess around with some things.
What's up?
Okay, so, yeah, you're coming through just fine. My cameras, shame on me, dude. The last time we were here, because I'm putting it all together now. I told you how tired I was. Yep, I have these mic gain turned down to 12. Because the last time we were here, that was when I had my sound issues. So, yeah, all right, everything else is good. All the TV cameras are good. You got to save this. All right, Connor, everything's all safe. And this Gears Unlimited 358 modified show should run without a hitch, but I want to let everybody else know, you know, we've been kind of talking here back and forth. You're filling me in as well. We have 26 guys now, so we will have a B main tonight. But this track should be interesting here for qualifying. Maybe not a preferred line.
It's gonna be different. It's so wide and the straightaways are long, and you get into kind of a tight corner for how fast you're going. So I wouldn't be surprised, guys, running the top, bottom, diamond, maybe even a slider, but I doubt it just with a 358s. But we'll find out here soon.
Well, let's see here. Harold Klump, first driver out on the racetrack. Scott Rayom right behind him in the tire track. So should see some times pop up here pretty simultaneously, but this is going to be the start of lap number 1. Kind of rolls the middle through 1 and 2 there for the 35 machine. Harold goes a little higher there on the entry to 3 than maybe he'd like. Opening time on the boards. Going to put him P2 with a 16.102. Michael Vitale climbs to the top of the boards, but only for a quick moment. He's surpassed by Ryland Banks with a 15.996. And no surprise here, Connor Ross, welcome to the top here. The kid sitting in the podium next to me here goes out there, puts down quick time with a 15.979. And he's still got one more lap here. Does he improve final time around? He does, 15.906. Well, Connor, we found some more time on the second lap here. What'd you figure out? What'd you like? What'd you do different?
Nothing really different. Well, I just found I was charging the corners a little too hard in that first lap, and figure if I back it down a little bit and get the car under me, I could drive it down the track and be smooth.
William Watson there parks at P8. Sam Bachman, lap number 1, P2. He's flirting with you there, Connor. Let's see if he can improve. Nope. He was coming out of 4 there. I was in a different camera angle than I was used to, so second lap not quicker. He slows down there. Mike Brewer, final time off of turn number 4, and he didn't give himself enough time there to finish that opening lap, as that's going to wrap up qualifying for your Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds. And we get ready to take a look at the starting heat race, or starting lineup for heat race number 1. Rounding out the field, the 210 of Barry Wallace. Row 4 to the outside, the 93 of Butters Jason Butterfield. To the inside, the 25 of Brett Wazlowski. Row 3 to the high side, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. To the inside, the 1-4 of Brennan Lacey. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 035, your quick time of Connor Ross. To the inside, the 76 of Ryland Banks. And row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Gierrickson. Starting on the pole, the 051 of Clay Christofferson.
How did you say Trevor's last name?
Gierricks. Since we beat you guys in, the Olympics, we're going to Americanize those Canadian last names.
No, for sure. I thought I was going crazy for a second. I'm like,
no, honestly, it's been going on for a while. It is, obviously, but it's been going on for a while. I can't remember the broadcaster, Connor, but there's a legit broadcaster who I was watching a race one time that FTM was in, and they were calling Trevor Gierricks. And I just thought it was so funny that I basically kind of, stuck with it every now and then when it pops in my brain, but it's a fun little game.
No, for sure. One thing you might want to mention is these starts here, with a kind of a tighter straightaway in these modifieds when they get all squarely. It's going to be eventful to watch the starts here.
Yeah, and you can see that front stretch. There's nothing straight about it. Look at that outside wall as the green flag waves here in Abbottstown, PA. Heat race number 1 is underway. Trevor Giroux get a good run on the outside, walking the tightrope there through 1 and 2. Connor trying to follow him. Gets a little close there with the 76 of Ryland Banks. He's trying to work that inside, but top of 4 where you need to be. Connor Ross up to P3. Gavin Chatham trying to follow the tire tracks there. The 35. Ryland's going to be able to shut the door, though. And now we got a little contact there. Ryland gets into the 35. Brennan Lacey sneaks on by. And boy, oh boy, just like that, Ryland Banks puts himself in the 4th and final transfer spot. He's going to have to hold on to it. Battle for the lead, heating up. Here's Trevor Giroux out front. Putt-putt rolling around there in P2, inching on that bottom. You know he likes to work the inside. That's what he's going to do. Meanwhile, battle for the 4th and final transfer, heating up once again. Connor Ross got shoved off the nose of that 76, that car in front of him to the outside. You know, he can hear me, no surprise there. And, well, he didn't forget being in the car. But how does he choose to work around? He goes as low as he can. Makes it 3 wide. Banks in the outside wall. He loses it. Move Connor Ross it back inside the top 4. As we got more cars getting into one another here going down the straightaway. Weslowski turned around. Him and Gavin Chatham getting together going down the front stretch. And, man, that really separated this field. We're 2, and the rest here behind Connor Ross. Coming to the white flag, though, this time the 075 of the Philly Flyers got one more trip around here, and Abbott's down to hold on. Can he hold off the 051? Clay goes to the high side, doesn't normally do that, but he's got to try to build up some steam, do anything he can, but the Philly Flyers shuts the door. Final time, off of 4, checkered flag waves, give it to the 075. Trevor Giroux gets the win. Putt-putt P2, Lacey and Ross to the A. Butters, Wallace, Banks, Chatham, and Weslowski to the B. Definitely seemed like it is a quick racetrack, Connor, but, man, I did not think it was going to be as line-dependent as what I saw there. But, man, what'd you feel?
It's tough when you're too wide. Like, I wanted to run the diamond line just because that's what I did in qualifying, but it's tough. Like, you can get a good run on the bottom. 3 and 4 is definitely top dominant, but 1 and 2 you can kind of run the bottom and at least get to the inside of the guy, but you either have to throw a slide or do something different, because if you just hug the bottom, you cut down your momentum so much, and 3 and 4 is more sweeping than 1 and 2.
And, well, Connor, I just now saw the C2C chat. The Goose, Chad Cote, says hi to us, asks us how we're doing. I'm doing pretty good. Can't speak for Connor here, but what I do have to do is tell you the starting grid here for heat race number 2. Running out the field of 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Row 4 to the outside, the 027 of Ryan. LZ to the inside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row 3 to the high side, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker. To the inside, the 099 of Billy Roberts. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 007 of Sammy B, Sam Bachman. To the inside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. And row 1 for your Gears Unlimited 358 modified heat race number 2. To the outside, the 17 of Shane Billings. And starting on the pole, giving us an all-Canadian, row number 1, the 88 of Soupy, Dan McLaren.
Green flag, green flag.
As the green flag waves, we are underway here in Abbottstown, PA. 8 laps for the boys to go play in the clay here. Billings with a good run into 1, but we got the 213 in the outside wall. Michael Vitale goes from 3rd to last. Rough start for the 213.
Watch Anthony Morano. He is in 5th, and he is a contender wherever he goes. So be looking for him to get into a transfer spot.
Anthony trying to work up on the rear end of that 099 of Billy Roberts, who, oh, man, you see Anthony smack the backstretch wall. Didn't lose too much momentum, but he's going to have to be perfect here if he wants to run those guys down in front. Unless, Connor, they keep waging wars side by side. That's going to help those guys reel him back in.
The problem is Anthony's really not catching as much now that I say that. He does catch a lot, but he's got Stryker right on his tail.
Sam Bachman up front taking a little peek for the lead here. Connor, what kind of run will he get off at 2? It doesn't look good enough. Still got the nose slightly there, but, man, it's so slick on the bottom of 3 and 4 that you got to get to that outside, and Bachman just can't get there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. 3 and 4 is really tough. 1 and 2 is still pretty tacky, but 3 and 4 you definitely have to get up top.
Billy Roberts holding on to that fourth and final transfer. As we roll off of 4, we've got 3 laps to go. Anthony Morano has reeled him in a little, but not enough to really do any damage here, make the 099 swept, but that battle for the lead's getting a little bit tighter there. Bachman keeps trying to make it work through 1 and 2, going as low as he can through 3 and 4, but just can't find the pay. 2 laps to play.
Striker's looking for 5th here as he throws a slider on Morano into 1 and 2. And
yes.
Joseph Grandy there, 3 wide.
Oh, yeah, Grandy trying to get to the bottom there, making it 3 wide, couldn't. Did it for a quick moment. Anthony slides back up in there. Grandy on the bottom. Mike Striker going to lose out now, but the white flag waves. One more trip around for the 17 is Shane Billings as he rolls into 3 for the final time. Bachman taking one final peek. Can he swing the hammer? He can't get there. Billings wins heat race number 2, followed by Bachman, McLaren, and Roberts to the A. Morano, Grandy, Vitale, Elzy, and Striker to the B.
Shane Billings does. Where did he finish? 2nd? Or did he win?
Mike Striker definitely didn't finish 2nd there. Wait, what were you saying there?
Shane Billings. Shane Billings.
Yeah, Shane Billings. Yep. Yeah, Mike Striker got shuffled back to P6 as I look at the official.
Billings will have to start the feature from the back.
Oh, does he have a feature EOL?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, that's what we need Connor for.
So Morano, I guess that sucks for Morano because he would have transferred, but Morano, I think, will do just fine in the feature. This is one of his tracks where he succeeds on, where it's going to be slick in the feature, and you'll want to keep an eye out for the 32.
Yeah, definitely can't blame Billings for that, though, because you never know what could happen in the B main. You know, he doesn't want to risk going into that and getting knocked out. So, you know, he's going to serve his penalty, do the justice there, but he's got to race hard in the heat race, which is what he did. Row 4 to the outside for heat race number 3, the 883 of Bud Molyneux to the inside, the 4 of my homie. Finally got his computer back together, Scott Rayomi. Row 3 to the outside, the 55 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 2 to the high side, the 390 of Mike Brewer to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. And row number 1 for your 3rd and final heat race for your Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds here at the Lincoln Speedway to the high side, the 23 of Bart William Watson, and starting on the pole, the 35 of Harold Klump. Go in here and you guys are watching the stream. Let me know if everything's going okay. I think it is, but kind of maybe looks a little choppy on my end as the green flag waves. We are back underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. Oh, heat race number 3 starts with a bang. Bud Molyneux loses the right front. He's going to have to go through the B main.
Side by side for the lead here going into 3 and 4.
And here we go, 3 wide across the line. You see Dino working the inside, trying to move and groove here. Can he hold on to it?
As he gets tight through 3 and 4, and that allows Brewer to single file out as he looks down Watson.
Mike Brewer swinging it on the inside here. Battle for the lead, but it's all Watson coming out of 2. He holds on with 6 laps to go. Coming to 5 this time, and now Dino. Oh, I thought he was maybe going to get to the outside there, but not able to stick the nose. Brewer shuts the door.
As they've single filed out, let's take a look back at the transfer spot.
Oh, well, we got a new guy in that final transfer spot as Harold Klump goes around. Scott Rayo moves into the 4th and final transfer spot, and, well, it's an FTM party here, Connor. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. As Brewer turns down off 4, and as he's trying to get side by side.
Yeah, and it's like if you're the 39 here, all of you are in the show. How aggressive do you get? It'll be interesting to see. He's trying to wind up the toy here, send it down low. Williams got it humming, though. 2 laps left to play here at the Lincoln Speedway.
Brewer is really getting a good run off the exit of 4 on the bottom, and I'm really surprised. Just we haven't seen anyone really able to stick with the outside line in 3 and 4, but he goes to the top now and diamonds off.
And you got to wonder, too, if they're already using that top shelf in 3 and 4 as the white flag waves, what's going to be left here when they go feature racing time? We still got warm-ups and a B main left for the boys to beat up the racetrack. But it's the final time off of 4. Brewer taking a peek, not going to get there. Watson wins heat race number 3. Followed by Brewer, Reynolds, Rayome to the A, Moore, Klump, Barker, and Molyneux to the B. Where we do some math here, should have, 14 guys? We're going to take 12, I would think.
Yeah. I think Gavin Chatham is still having computer issues because he's been in and out, so hopefully he gets that fixed. But
yeah, and that's something he's been working on here for a little bit, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Connor, but I don't know if that is going to get fixed. Hopefully it does, but let's take a look here at that starting lineup. Row 7 to the outside, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker to the inside, the 25 of Brett Wazowski. Row 6 to the top shelf, the 883 of Bud Molyneux to the inside, the 027 of Ryan LZ. Row 5 to the outside, the 99 of Gavin Chatham, who did make the grid, to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 4 to the high side, the 213 of Michael Vitale to the inside, the 76 of Ryland Banks. Row 3 to the high side, the 35 of Harold Klump to the inside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Row 2 to the high side, the 210 of Barry Wallace to the inside, and the 55, Brian Moore Sr. And row 1 for tonight's B main here at the Lincoln Speedway. To the outside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. And starting on the pole, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. I almost combined it.
Anthony.
Man. Yeah, and the Ant-Man. And then
it's Anthony Morano.
Yep, and then I used the word combined it like that's an actual word. We're gonna get through tonight.
You're tired.
Yeah, we're gonna make it. Green flag waves. We are underway here. It's time to go play in your Gears Unlimited 358 modified B main top 12 to the show, and we've got one in the outside wall right away. Harold Klump. He's going to fall to the back. That's not going to be what Harold wants to see. Brett Wazowski may not mind it. He moves up into that 12th and final transfer spot. Now we got Michael Vitale. He went around head to toe. Bud Molyneux, he's in the back. And now, Connor, if you're in the top 12, now obviously, you want to play it safe. Get guys. But boy, oh boy, you got to play it safe here, brother. Top 12, you're guaranteed in right now.
No, 1,000%. On the flip side of that, it's Lincoln. It's in the feature. We should have 2 crews, but Lincoln is one of those tracks where not that it's tough to pass on. It's just really tricky. Just with the bottom being weird around the guardrail there. So you have to play it safe. As Ryland Banks with a huge save in 1 and 2.
Gonna lose a spot or two though, as he is able to settle the horse down. And now the Missile of Mike Stryker, he gets in the outside wall. He's going to lose a couple there. And, man, guys just trying to play around here. And Bud Molyneux coming off of 4. If anybody makes a mistake here, Bud's still out there plugging away, trying to pick another one up. But Anthony Morano coming across the line this time. 5 laps to go.
No, for sure. That's what you got to do if you're Bud. Just run it clean race and hope for other people misfortune. And it's been with me. That's how I've done it quite a few times where people have some bad luck, and I've just been out there instead of giving up. So
Anthony working that inside. Oh, Butters looking for a little over-under there. I thought he'd get to the bottom, but no, needs to be on the outside through 3 and 4. The 93 of Butters is not going away. Takes one more peek to the inside here with 3 laps to go, but, man, he's bluffing, falls back in line.
Joseph Grandy around the top side of Brian Moore Sr. He is in 4th place now.
You see the 518 rolling up on the back of the 210 of Barry Wallace, who gets a little bit loose there. And, man, that could have been interesting. Good awareness there by the 518 to keep the 210 straight. Who gets in the outside wall one more time, then bounces up. And, man, oh, man, Barry Wallace, he straightens it up. But if there's a lot of damage on that thing, here comes Bud Molyneux. White flag waves. One more trip around for the Ant-Man. Anthony makes contact with the backstretch wall. It allows Butters to take a peek on the inside. But he's not going to be able to steal this one. Morano wins the B main. Butters, P2, Grandy, Moore, Wazlowski, Banks, Chatham, Barker, Stryker, Elzy, Klump, and Wallace to the A. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season. Thank you.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Just a little under a minute here until the boys go out and play. And, well, Connor, you said the racetrack's going to be interesting. Enlighten us.
It's just the bottom's fast right now. The top's fast. You can work the middle in a cut down line. The backstretch definitely has some character. It's definitely created some ruts, and the top of 3 or 4 right against the wall where the cushion is, there's also some ruts. So I wouldn't be surprised if a few guys get tight or their car just comes out from under them down the backstretch in those ruts. So it's I think it's going to be a very technical racetrack, and I think it's going to put on a phenomenal show.
All righty. Well, Connor, I'm going to remember to mute up this time. Give him hell, brother. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And we are going to get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds here in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. It's time to go play at the Lincoln Speedway. Row 12 rounding out the field, the 883 of Bud Molyneux to the inside, the 210 of Barry Wallace. Row 11 to the outside, the 35 of Harold Klump to the inside, the 027 of Ryan Elzy. Row 10 to the high side, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 9 to the high side, the 776 of the hot shoe, Ryland Banks, to the inside the double 5 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. And to his inside the 518 of the 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Is my apologies. I got distracted there. My grid, I didn't have it set to the right number, but hey, got to work with it. Row 7 to the outside, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. To the inside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row 6 to the high side, my homie in the 4, Scott Rayomi. To the inside, the 099 of Billy Roberts. Row 5 to the high side, in the 035, Connor Ross. To his inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 4 to the high side, the 88 of Dan McLaren. To the inside, the 14 of Brennan Lacey. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 390 of Mike Brewer. To the inside, the 007 of Sam Bachman. Row 2 to the high side, the 051 of Clay Christofferson. To the inside, the 23 of Bart William Watson. In row 1 for your Gears Unlimited 358 modified A main. To the outside, the 17 of Shane Billings. And starting on the pole, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. As we look to the Pennsylvania sky, the green flag is high. Let's watch the dirt fly. 30 laps to play. Your A main is underway. Oh, Trevor pushing up the racetrack there, but he keeps it in the center. Clay able to hold on to the lead for now, but it's an FTM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the early stages. And I raced with Jeff Barker and the boys last night, as you could see, or you could not only see the yellow pop up there, but you could hear it. We're going to have to turn on audio and turn off that spotter of mine here. Let's see. Barker tries to keep it off of him, and he may have kept it off of him. But Mike, he drives it in a little too deep there, and yeah, Jeff kept it off of him until Mike got into Anthony there, and you can see the Billy Roberts gets a piece there too of Anthony after, and well, caution flag waves for the first time here at the Lincoln Speedway. Definitely not going to be the last one here tonight. I mean, let's just be honest. We are going to... Oh, wait, what did we... We just want to turn it off that way. That's right. Easier for me to remember to turn back on. As we can now hop over to Discord and unmute. Connor's up 2 spots. That's pretty much the average. I mean, everybody who started on the outside pretty much up 2 spots. You got the jump there from the Billings penalty. And it just seemed like maybe outside, or, you know, you get the 2 spots with the free row jump. So basically everybody right now running where they started, other than the guys on the outside. As the green flag waves, we are back underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. They're going to stay here. Everybody makes it in all safe and sound. All right, let's... Oh, nope. We didn't make it off of 2 safe and sound. Let's find the stack up here. Scott Rayome goes around here, I believe. I couldn't tell if it started with him or if he just got help. Let's see. So Dino kind of short sliders Scotty, and he gets on the binders there, but you can see when you stomp the brakes in these things, sometimes it'll kick around on you. And Butters, he tried as long as he could there to stay off of him. The contact there was just inevitable, and Anthony hard to the inside. Grandy gets a piece of it. And just like that, 2 cautions already, but Connor, I think we maybe knew we were in for this here in the early stages. We're going to have to kind of let the dust settle here and, you know, get guys settled in here, and then I think we'll get some good racing. But it may take a little bit to get there.
No, 1,000% is 1,000%. It's one of those tracks where you, in the past, you get a shit ton of, a crap ton of yellows. Sorry about that. Crap ton of yellows, and then once we get a good green flag stretch and everybody gets their keeps cool, and we can tick off some laps.
Your fellow countryman dictator doesn't run the ship around here anymore, so you're allowed to say that. I think
okay.
it's been slipped up a couple times and nobody's yelled at me, so we should be okay here. I love this too about 3 and 4. Don't you answer me, Connor? But look, now we're back underway. That's the coolest thing about Lincoln. We don't get the chalk line here on iRacing, but man, they have a guy go out and throw chalk there, coming in the middle of 3 and 4, and that's the starting line. It's quite an early fire compared to what we have to other racetracks, and it can really catch people slipping or get them when they're not paying attention. And, well, caution flag going to wave one more time, and I think my booth partner may have gotten a slight piece of this here from what SDK's telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Had
gets into
really
Danny
good
a
run
little
on
bit.
exit.
Yeah, Danny's kind of arcing down there. He was a little sideways. You can see the wheels crank to the right, and when he straightens it out and cranks it back to the left, he fights it back to the right, and that's when Connor gets him. Light tap there in the left rear, but it's enough, and he goes down, grabs Lacey. Dino nowhere to go. He gets into the back of the 35, or the 035, I should say. And there is a big pile up. Dino. Oh, he lands on all fours. That was a close call. Close call for Dino.
Yeah, sorry to Dan on that one. I just on exit wasn't expecting him to come down a little bit and tried to get on the binders and let him correct it, and then everybody behind me kind of got into it. So sorry, Dan, for that one.
Looks like for the most part, everybody able to go down and get their quick repairs all done here. Are we thinking about... SDK does not want to give me Trevor Giroux as the leader. Well, hopefully it fixes itself, because he is indeed our leader. As the green flag waves, we are back underway. For some reason, it's got Scott Rayome way ahead. Now Barker in front. This is going to need to cycle a little bit here with all the cautions we're getting. It should come by, regulate itself this time. As the Philly Flyer crosses the line. There we go. There we go. Back fixed. But the battle on for third. Brewer slips up. Putt-putt goes underneath. Clay Christopherson now going to work there on his teammate in the 23. Can he reel him in? But we're watching the side-by-side battle. Now almost a 3-wide battle as Brandon Lacey trying to get up here and get in the mix. Oh, Brewer and him almost made contact. You saw there as we ride on board here with Lacey. Brewer tried to cut down, but Lacey's home. He is humming on the inside, making it work where other drivers really aren't right now. Brewer thought about sending it in there, couldn't do it. He had to pull the reins there, gets all sorts of slideways. That allows Billy Roberts here to set his sights on the 390 of Mike Brewer. Harold Klump up 11 spots as the caution flag gonna wave. But remember, the driver of the 35, he had gotten the wall hard in the B main, fell towards the back, had to start 22nd all the way up to 11. So great run here so far for the 35 of Harold Klump. And I think we're going to have Bud Molyneux in this one in the 883. You can see he's up top of Dino right now. And Dino probably thought he was going to run that outside. And you can see, so this is just the difference. Now, obviously, it looks right away that Dean's kind of the guilty party. But so Bud has a car underneath him, and Dino is ahead. So watch kind of the way Bud's car's angled here. He goes up to the backstretch. Now he's angling it down. He is starting his corner early, whereas Dino, he kind of starts it a little late. He doesn't want to drive into the back of the 35. He wants to run the middle. So it's just guys kind of fighting over the real estate there, and not really one guy at fault. It's just, you know, two drivers, two different plans meeting at once, and that's the way it can go sometimes here at the Lincoln Speedway. As the cars roll off a 2 for the final time.
delayed green, one more lap.
As Connor gives us the coveted information, delayed green. Now, hopefully Trevor doesn't try to speed up to the pace car here and lengthen out the field. He is going to speed up to the pace car here. Nope, he's bluffing. There we go, Trevor. Don't fall for it, brother. There we go. It still, you know, it still did create quite the slinky. You can see him get there and back up there in the middle. But he at least didn't speed around too quick there to kind of catch up. But that's the thing about Lincoln. Well, it's dumb about Lincoln. I guess we do keep the pace car down there, but green flag ways. We do not pit cars in the infield. That is where I stand. 22 laps left to go. William gets a little loose there off of 2. Breathes some life into the 051. Clay Christopherson working the inside. Can he get there? Coming to 21 to go. As Clay inches alongside the 23. This is the closest he's been. He's up to the door. Can he find a way to seal the deal here going down the backstretch? He inches ahead. Clay Christopherson fighting, clawing, trying to get the P2. Goes up, grabs the little bit of tack there that's left in the middle. Clay's got it at the line. This is allowing Mr. Gearix out front to walk away with this thing. These guys better be smart. How hard they decide to run each other could determine whether or not they got a chance to pick up a win here tonight. As William starting to gather up the chickens on the outside. He's breathing some air into that 23. New breath of life. William Watson trying to find the drive off, but it's Clay once again. Brandon Lacey, welcome to the party. We saw him shopping on the bottom earlier, making it 3 wide. Well, now he's up here hunting for the bottom podium spot. Maybe P2. Can he get it 2 for 1? Clay gives up, goes back to the outside. William bounces it in the wall. Clay loses a spot to Lacey. Move the 14 up into P3. Brennan Lacey picking him up and putting him down, but the caution flag waves, and Putt-Putt going to breathe a sigh of relief here as you watch him go back around that 14. We go back to the previous lap, and, well, that's going to give him the spot back. And
if you want the replay, just go to me.
yeah, I was trying to think of a nice way to lead you in, but if this is a bad one, this may do it for Connor.
By myself. Still rolling somewhat.
I meant damage-wise, though. Are you okay to keep rolling? Because you already used that quick repair.
It's driving straight, so...
All right, there we go.
We're going to give it a shot. Might have a lot of right front camber, but it's whatever.
Should get the 1 to green next time by here. Let me hop over in that coast-to-coast side. Oh, and I just realized, sorry, Dano. But Dan commented in there and said it's all good, Connor, that he's already in the bleachers having a cold one.
The worst part is I was just telling him how much fun we have racing clean, and then I sent that, and then I went and did that. I'm like, man, that breaks my heart a little bit, but...
Pulling one out of my textbook. That's a page out of my book right there, brother. You know, butter them up, and then you cut them when they're not looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smart move.
Usually you don't want to pile into it, though.
We got Megan out there. We got Uncle Ron out there. Is the Philly Flyers set to drop the hammer, and we are back underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. 15 laps left to go. We're officially halfway. Brennan Lacey back to P4. Remember, it was up there battling for second, but the caution flag waved after he was able to get around the 51. And now, I mean, that's a frustrating thing as a driver. Another caution flag here. And it may be between some teammates here, Anthony Morano and Scott Rayom. There might have been somebody else involved in this, as you see where we'll go to Scott's car here. Him and Mike Stryker are running side by side. Oh, no. Anthony just drives it in a little deep there, trying to send it into the top shelf and gets my homie there in the left rear. And Scott Raomi goes around. We are under caution one more time.
You remember when we were talking about where we usually get a bunch of cautions in a green flag run?
Yeah, hopefully that happens.
Then I had to go ruin it, as I was the one who brought that up. Not a good 358 race.
It's all right. We'll end up plugging it away here. I got a feeling we'll get probably the final 10. We may have one more quick one here, but we're starting to run out of life, I think.
See, I heard you, since I can hear you, I heard Brendan Lacey was going on a great run, and then I got on the wall, and then I'm like, maybe I'll Alt 4 out so I don't bring out a yellow. But then I'm like, well, I'm announcing. I won't be able to watch and help Zach. And now I'm racing, so sorry, Brennan.
It's all right. The one you're really helping, or I mean, you screwed Brennan, but you did help Clay. And no offense to Brennan, but Clay has a lot more teammates, so it may have been more beneficial, for you to help out Clay rather than the averse. But who knows? Yeah. It will only we'll only find out here in a couple laps time. As the Canadian leads the Americans here, he's got 7 Americans behind him trying to run him down, but Trevor Giroux still out front. Clay Christopherson wasting no time. Goes to the inside of William Watson there through 1 and 2. He's going to try to go to work again. Clay pulls even, but William just too strong coming off of 4 that he gets it back at the line. But you can see this side by side. I mean, they are under the blanket here. Can't get any closer without touching each other here. One more time at the line, and it's Watson again. Brendan Lacey trying to ring the outside here, trying to see if he can't reel up to the back of the 23. Find a way around that 51 one more time as C. Brewer looking low. Billy Roberts looking low. I mean, guys just trying to find any life here, any way around as Brendan Lacey ballparks it. Or no, he didn't ballpark it. It was off the wall. Maybe give him a ground rule double. I don't know what the official ruling would be there. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that would be a ground rule double. I've been playing a lot of the show lately. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course the new one, dude. Of course. But I'm an old man, Connor. I don't play people online. I play Road to the Show, the single-player mode only. And
I still do that anyways.
And I thank God that this season they finally made it not pay to play so I can save some money this season. As you see, Lacey, that was a solo thing. Just drove it in a little deep up there. And then you see the 76 of Banks. He may have got a little piece of it. He'll get incident points from that, from iRacing, but that shouldn't have beat up the car too bad. Scott Rayham, he locked it up. He thought he was going to go in there and slam into him. Close call there for Scott, but he inches his way on through. And, well, we get back to watching the Philly Flyer continue his... Let's see if this works. Is this going to work? Laps led. I'm going to try this. It didn't work the other day. See, no, this does not work. It's counting caution laps. Okay, yeah, we just watched it change from 30 to 31. I wish that worked so I could give you an accurate amount of how many laps he led. I think he's led this whole thing. Let's see. Does it give William? Yeah, because it gave William no laps led, so he'll have led this whole thing. It's definitely not. He hasn't led 31 laps, as we know this race is only 30, so... Watch Trevor drop that hammer one more time. We are back underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. 9 laps to go. The Philly Flyer, once again, man, great restarts and always the way it's been here. It's been a battle for second. I mean, these two just go right back to work. Clay goes to the bottom here, and you can see the preferred line. Maybe that slider line in 1 and 2 is that's what your leader's using. But second and third, they're too busy fighting. Neither of them get to use the preferred line. They got to go where the car will allow. Trevor slides up there, grabs it one more time. William, though, maybe got a little more life in this thing. He's not slipping up like he was the previous run. William looks like he could be one of the quicker cars on the racetrack as he reels in the Philly Flyer. Trevor goes back to the outside. Clay Christopherson swinging away on the bottom. Here we go. Caution flag's going to wave. Yet again here at the Lincoln Speedway, as I believe we're going to have the 93 of Butters in this one. Let's see. He's battling with the 76 of Ryland Banks. He's just going to get a shove there in the left rear from the 25. And I believe that's, Brett Wazlowski, and that's going to be our 8th caution of the night. It's getting up there, Connor. I knew we were going to have some cautions, but 8, that's up there.
Yeah, it definitely is, but yeah, that is a lot. I think we've done about 70 laps tonight and only 25 under grade. But that's okay. Shit, stuff happens.
And you guys heard that music kick on for just a second. My apologies. I was trying to mute my microphone so I could blow my nose, and I indeed...
Zach just doesn't like me talking.
No, I was taking advantage of you talking to be able to blow my nose, but that's the problem. I love this headset I have, but there's a pause button and like a basically like a play button if I have music open, and they're right beside each other on the headphones, like, you know, my mute and that. So I get them confused sometimes in the moment, and I'll accidentally restart the Spotify music instead of pausing myself. But we're about to be back underway here as my voice cracks like a 16-year-old. 5 laps to go at the Lincoln Speedway. Oh, Clay working on the bottom. William right away on the outside. That's where he's been making his hay here. He had reeled in the 75 on the last run, but now he's got to do it all over again. The Philly Flyer out to a 0.2 of a second gap. William trying to take swings with the axe here. Clay Christopherson on the inside. Putt, slide job for second. He gets it done. William Watson says, wait, no, we're not done yet. He goes back to the bottom here through 1 and 2, but putt. He's got the dancing shoes on the high side, tippy-toeing. Here we go, putt up to P2. Coming to 2 laps to play here in Abbottstown. Clay Christopherson's there. Oh, yellow flag waves. And we're going to have a green-white checkered here at the Lincoln Speedway. Caution comes out for the 518 of Joseph Grandy. And it's looking like Grandy, he either does this by himself or somebody spins in front of him here, because there's a pretty big gap. So, yeah, Anthony throws the slide job, and you see there he's trying to cut down. I believe that's Ryan Elsie. He's just, trying to play the racetrack, go back underneath, and he doesn't realize that Grandy's going to come in with a big send there, and that's just, once again, racing incident here at the Lincoln Speedway. You draw that one up to just 2 guys fighting for the same real estate here. Is time winding down. That's, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy anymore, Connor.
No, you definitely can't. Sorry, I was kind of zoned out there, and then I remembered we're not just talking in Gambler Discord. But
we're both tired.
You gotta be a
it's
nice
fine.
guy, and sometimes you can't.
It's fine. At least, we're defying the odds here. I mean, who, after what we saw happen a month ago, who would have thought a Canadian and American could just sit in the booth together and share the space? We're proving everyone wrong. Okay, Connor?
Yeah.
We're doing enough by just being
another
here.
4 years. Wait another 4 years.
Hey, you guys
Back
can
when
have it back in
celebrating
4
will be
years.
just-
It's your sport. We just need it at one time. I'm
Yeah,
not
fair
going to be
enough.
greedy. I'm
Nope,
not going to
for
be
sure.
greedy.
Yeah.
I would like to get baseball back, though. That one hurt. That one did hurt,
Yeah.
but hey, I mean, considering what they're going through, I think maybe Venezuela earned that one. But the
Yep.
green flag waves, we're back underway. Green-white checkered here, 2 laps to play. Clay with a good jump there. He tries to pull to the door, but man, that Philly Flyer Goes into protect mode. Slider through 3 and 4. It's going to allow Clay with a big run here. Does he get to the bottom in 1 and 2? No, he can't, because the Philly Flyer are going to walk the dog down there. Final time down the backstretch. Clay reeling him in. Can he get there? Trevor on the bottom trying to protect. We've got one more sprint to the finish here, and it's the Philly Flyer at the Lincoln Speedway bringing home the win. Clay Christopherson second. William Watson rounds out the podium. Sam Bachman and Mike Brewer complete the Full Throttle Motorsports top 5. We'll see here if we can't get the results tab to pop up. Doesn't want to for the moment, so hang on, bear with me. There we go. P6, Billy Roberts, Ryland Banks 7th, Shane Billings, Brett Wazlowski, and Mike Stryker, your top 10. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at the rest of your field. Harold Klump, Brian Moore Sr., Dean Reynolds, Jeff Barker, Anthony Morano, Ryan Elzey, Scott Ram, Connor Ross, Barry Wallace, Butters rounds out the top 20. Grandy, Lacey, Molyneux, and McLaren tails the field. It's all right. That was a couple before Connor decided to ruin everything here. Let's see where I think I got to the long green flag round. As we'll see here if we can't find our correct camera, our correct buttons, and we'll see if we can pull William Watson up to the booth here. And there he is. William, brother, Shaggy, how you feeling, man? That was a pretty good run. I mean, obviously, you would have liked P2, but it's tough. Those restarts, they can get you, and man, it's a what could have been, but 1 through 5 for the team. You got to be happy about that.
Yeah, I just didn't want Clay to pass me. That's been his goal lately, is just to pass me. So I didn't want that to happen, but it is what it is. If we would have stayed green, that would have been one hell of a race. Because I mean, we was getting enough. Once we got our wheels up underneath us, we can catch back up to Trevor, and then me and Clay were side by side for I don't know how many laps. I mean, we'd have been throwing sliders, and it'd have been a crazy race if we could just stay green.
Yeah, it seemed like there, William, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like there, middle point of the race, not that you were struggling, but it just, the car wasn't feeling right for you. And then I saw the same thing you saw. If that final caution doesn't come out and screw you, I mean, you're the quickest car on the racetrack those last 4 or 5 laps before that. You're reeling him in, and you're almost to the point where you're going to make a move. And, obviously we're dealing with that coulda, woulda, shoulda land. But, man, if that caution flag doesn't fly, do you think you could have got him? Because it looked like you were coming.
I don't know if I could have got around him. I had to set him up and did some little tricks and stuff. And then Trevor's a good driver, so it's hard to get around him, especially on this smaller track. And the top line was there. If he didn't take it just before that caution, when he took that going into 1 and 2, he took my line, dropped me down. That's when Clay was able to get by me. But if he didn't take it, I could have possibly got around the outside in that corner. But I don't know. Yeah, it is, like you said, is woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, but man, at the end of the day, I think you guys, me, I smoke too much and I'm tired today, but I think you guys went 1 through 5 last week. So that's pretty dang impressive, man. And if you didn't do it last Monday, I know you did it on Thursday. You guys did it in one of these cars, or one of the races in these cars. But, man, it was a lot of fun watching you and Clay run side by side. Hell of a job on the P3. Who you want to thank, my man?
Teammates at FTM, Swan Speed Shops, Do Performance, ScriptPacks.com, Dina Dirt Car Series, Vortex Graphics for the wraps, Coast to Coast, Shaggy TV, and of course, you being out here and broadcasting.
Well, hey, hell of a job, man. Congrats on the good run. Can't wait to talk to you again, brother.
Appreciate it.
William Watson bringing home P3, and now we're going to get to talk to the man who brought home P2 and, well, just ran out of time. Clay Christopherson. Now, Clay, obviously, he didn't end up holding you up too long as he ended up getting in the wall after that. But, man, I didn't want to rub it in William's face there, but he makes the right, dude, it's perfect timing, man. He makes the mistake in 1 and 2 as we see it, and you kind of ate it. Okay, Lacey gets yeah, Lacey gets around you there, and man, if not for a timely caution, do you think that hampers you at all? If you have to get back around him.
It was really tough to pass, but towards the end there, I found that top, and man, that thing was a rocket ship up there. I wish we would have stayed green, not had that last caution, because I was starting to get a pretty good run.
Yeah, that being said, William kind of was too. And I know, obviously it's going to be tough to get a 2-for-1. But when you did get around him, it seemed like Trevor, maybe not as quick as you guys, but he did what he had to do. And if he keeps throwing that slider line like that, do you think you could have eventually got him, or would you had to have, lay the wood a little bit to him?
I think I would have got him in 3 and 4, but if I needed to pass him in 1 and 2, I would have given him probably a little bump, make him go up to the top and slow down a lot sooner, and then run the middle line that was actually still feeling all right in 1 and 2. So I probably would have passed in 1 and 2, unless I could have drove around him in 3 and 4. But that's a long way around. It was fast, but it's a long way around.
Well, hey, man, you started P4, but it seemed like you passed a lot of guys tonight with the way that you and William were putting on the show out there. Hell of a job bringing them the P2. Got anybody you want to thank?
All you guys for putting this on. All the boys at FTM and Swan Speed Shop for 358 and big block sets.
I have to stop muting and blowing my nose when I'm interviewing you. I've got to learn that I'm not going to have enough time.
No, you got. I don't know. We could probably time it and it'd be the exact same every single time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm always rushing back. I'm like, God, he's done. And I'm like wiping my nose real quick. But hey, hell of a job, man. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
Clay Christopherson brings home P2, and now we bring up the belle of the ball here. He just had to go and, come to Pennsylvania, take it over for Canada here. He gets it done, man. And it was one of those where anybody can say what they want. Yeah, it's easy, when you start up front. But, dude, a race like this where there are, I think, at least 8 cautions, maybe 9, dude, it's so hard to stay on your rhythm. And the fact that you were able to do that with nobody to kind of drive off of and just kept walking the line, man. You went defensive, throwing the slider when you needed to. I mean, you found everything at the right time. Talk to us about a good race.
Yeah, man, it was, I don't know. I'm not going to call it a good race. It was a bit of a, caution fest, but I mean, it was fun up front with those guys, and those guys were going at it and just trying to hit my marks. And I mean, it's kind of hard to do when you get 6, 7, 8 lap runs in, and sometimes not even that. But I mean, that's just racing. It's not always going to be flag to flag or a caution or 2. So you just got to take the hand you're given and see what you can do. And yeah, it was just I knew Bart was faster there with like 10 to go or 5 to go, whatever it was, and I saw him coming, man, and I was just telling him, I was like, if I had to take the top on you there, because if I didn't, I was losing the race. I'm not just gonna let you walk by like it and lose the race. And I was just telling him though, like I should have did it a lap or 2 before instead of killing his run. But and then yeah, Clay at the end there, I was just at that point, I'm just trying to hang on, man. Like, he found something at the end there, and them boys were way faster for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it takes a man to admit that, brother. Sometimes you're not always the fastest guy on the racetrack, and Clay definitely was starting to hunt you down there at the end. But at the end of the day, the drill, man. Green, white, checkered. That's pretty much yours to lose. I mean, what were we thinking on the final restart?
Just kind of knew I had to get a good jump, without obviously cheating on the restart. Just had to maybe throw Clay off a little bit and just go at a different time and just put a good 2-3 car length gap between me and Clay. And then I mean, there's only 2-3 laps, whatever it is, for him to run me down. So just gotta hope that you play your restart right and the guy behind you doesn't know your tricks, and it kind of worked out. He still got a good restart, I think. So I mean, props to him and props to Bart too. It was definitely a good race. Wish it would have been a little cleaner. And I was just telling the guys, like, I wish we could have just raced it out. Like, I don't want to win or lose this race off a damn restart. But I mean, like I said before, that's racing, man. It can be all over the place sometimes. So what do you do?
Yeah, man, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But at the end of the day, you held on. You brought home the win. 1 through 5 for the team. Hell of a job, brother. I didn't realize it was 8 o'clock, so I better hurry up and get to that Rebels race. You got anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, just all the guys at FTM. Really good run for the boys. GG Drywall Services, Vertex Graphics, Dean Reynolds of the Super Dirt Car Series, Expert Installation, Shaggy TV, everybody at Coast to Coast for giving us the place to race. And thank you, Mr. Connor, there for jumping in the broadcast. He always does a good job when he comes in here with you. So thank you guys.
Yeah, but before you thank him, he ruined the green flag run that you guys had. Just I want to tell you that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
But at least I call you Giroux.
Yeah, there you go. Not
Yeah.
Gearix, eh?
No. Trevor Gearix won this thing. Yeah, Trevor Gearix won
I was
tonight.
so confused.
Well, hey, hell of a job, man. I'll send you back to your hole. Good luck here the rest of the night.
Thanks, boys.
I could talk to those guys all night long, but it is now 8:01 already, and I'm going to roll this over. I need to hurry up because that other session will probably roll over soon here. So stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
We could.
Connor say we could because I clicked it over while he was talking. We're talking about beans because Connor said Chad Griggs is back. You can see his name at the top of the charts. And, well, I met Chad Griggs at the chili cook-off. Somehow I brought up then how I hate beans. Connor doesn't really mind them, but, ugh, Connor, that's... I don't know if I like you now.
Chili I could do, and I can do without. No matter what, my stomach ain't gonna feel good.
Dude, but talking about beans, have you ever seen how, like, well, obviously you've had to have seen it. I mean, it's the biggest stereotype of those people in England. The beans on toast thing? Ew.
Yeah, no.
That's so gross, man. You ever watch those videos, though? This and anybody out there, you can write in the chat. I love them, man. You ever watch the, like, high school kids in England who try, like, American-style food for the first time?
I did see that video.
Dude, well, they do a lot of them. Like, they do a lot. There's a lot of different ones. And, man, they're pretty cool group of guys. I like watching them. They'll even bring stuff to America, you know, like the English style food, and that's fries. Ugh, I watched that episode the other day with the beans and toast. That's disgusting. I mean, could you imagine? You claim that as a good dish? Wow. Oh, hey, look, Jeff Kemper made it out. You should send Kemper the setup I gave you because I didn't put it in the team chat.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good deal. I'm an idiot. I thought Kemper would write something in there. No, well, at least...
We talked earlier today.
Okay, cool deal, cool deal. Because when I told you, Kemper doesn't know how tired I am, but I had this discussion. Jeff Kemper has my phone number, and he texted me last Monday, dude, while we were sitting here in Discord, and I didn't hear my phone go off because I have that thing muted, so I did not hook up my teammate with a setup last week. Okay, good. All right, good. Then he did get it.
Just for the feature.
Oh, well, yeah, we see, there we go. Now he qualifies P2, so we doomed him in qualifying. Now he's got a really good time. Let's see if Connor can knock him back a peg. Probably going to green, purple. What's it mean? P1 for the 035 machine. Great lap for Connor Ross. Can he hold off? One final charge here from Chad Griggs. No, he can't because purple, you know what that means. Quick time for the 270 machine. A 13.449, and that puts Chad Griggs at the top here. We got the Goose coming in, Chad Cote. Lap number 1 for him is going to be P7. Let's see if he can find any more time. As he rolls through 3 and 4 in the middle, looking to grab all he can. Green, P6 for the double 1 machine. Move the Goose to the outside of row 3 as Brad Waite comes across the line for the final time. He's P7, and all 11 drivers have put in their qualifying time here, and you see it goes white. Time is over. Let's get ready to take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Should have 2 heat races. We do. Just need a driver to grid up. There we go, and now we can show you the starting lineup. And man, dude, I am rolling so fast here tonight. And well, you guys have heard me mention I am so exhausted, man. My wife and I aren't lucky enough to have kids yet. We definitely want to have kids as soon as we can, but until then, until we get blessed with a kid, that dog of mine is 1,000% my little boy. I spoil him more than I know I should. Goes everywhere with me. I don't leave him home by himself. I mean, if me and my wife go away, I take him to my dad's house. I don't like he is my little baby. And he was really sick last night, so I did not get a lot of sleep last night, and it's led to me kind of having headaches all day. So I'm not all there, but trying to give you the best we can here in row 3 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 41 of Pat Boyce, to the inside, the 17 of Shane Billings. Row 2 to the outside, the 270 of Chad Griggs, to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. And row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman, and starting on the pole, the 010 of Brad Waite. And see, Connor, that's how tired I am. You didn't even realize why I brought that up. I'd still had the sponsorship from the Rebels, or I mean, we're in the Rebels, from the Gears Unlimited 358 mods there on the screen, and I needed to change it because we are looking for sponsorship here for the Rebels division. So if you're interested, great opportunity to pick up some sponsorship. As the green flag waves, heat race number 1 is underway.
Drag race down the backstretch as the outside lane just edges it out.
Yeah, I thought Brad Waite was going to go up there, muscle shut the door, but he left it wide open, and now Chad Griggs, he's looking to hammer it down on the outside, trying to follow Bowman on the top shelf. Oh, thought maybe he was thinking about making it 3 wide, but Bowman goes up there, bounces it off the wall, shuts the gate. Chad Griggs gets him now, but Brad Waite leads the way back out front. Will he be able to hold off Chad Griggs? I don't know, man. I just don't know.
He is definitely strong. That was an incredible move he made on Bowman. That was impressive.
Chad Griggs looking to the inside. Slide job through 1 and 2. Grabs the cushion. Nighty-night here, I think, Connor. Chad Griggs leads the way, and if he wins heat race number 1, he is going to start on the pole. Brad Waite knows that he's got to fight back. Leaves him a lane. Chad Griggs put on the boots. Went for a hike over the cushion, and now he is firmly out front.
Yeah, he's going to, Chad Griggs does. He's going to walk that field.
Jeremy Christensen right now running P4. He's reeled in second and third here. Does he have enough momentum to take a peek? Not this time. With 2 laps to go, starting to running out of race in action. Not a lot of time. Laps go quick here. 13 and a half seconds as Chad Griggs takes the white flag. 1 lap to go. Battle still on for second. Bowman goes up. Slider in front of Brad Waite. Brad not able to get back to the outside. And for the final time, Chad Griggs takes the checkered flag. Bowman, Waite, Christensen, Boyce, and Billings rounds out the field. Now Connor, because he wanted to qualify so fast, he's got to start P4. Let's get ready. Oh, he'll be starting beside our teammate here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Only 5 cars rounding out the field. The double nickel of Brian Morse Sr. Row 2 to the outside, the 035 of Connor Ross. To the inside, the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. And row 1 for your second and final heat race for your Coast to Coast Racing League Rebel Sprint cars. To the outside, the 11 of the Goose, Chad Cote. And starting on the pole, the 88 of Dan McLaren. 3 Canadians to 2 Americans in this one. It's not very often in Coast to Coast anymore. Now, when I joined, Connor, and, back in the early days when you were still here too. You were here before me even, I think. But
Yep.
There used to be a lot more, I would say, or maybe not a lot more, but I would say the ratio.
Maybe more 50-50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the ratio was a lot closer to about halfway, I would say.
You had a lot of...
But that was also, too, not that the world didn't like COVID, but let's be honest. I think COVID kind of helped, iRacing as a whole, and probably helped this league turn into what it was. All of us guys were looking for a fix somehow, and we couldn't go to the racetrack on Friday or Saturday to get it. So we had to buy $1,000 iRacing rigs to get our fix.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But as Dan McLaren rolls the bottom here through 3 and 4, they're going to drop the hammer, and we are underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. 8 laps in heat race number 2. The Goose and Ross right away, barrel hot on the outside, but Dan McLaren leading here early. He's trying to walk away. You see Chad Cote plastered on that outside. Kemper rolling the bottom there in that 181 machine. Connor Ross trying to pull to his outside as they fight off of 4. I think it's Ross by a nose at the line, but too close to call as Kemper continues to slave away there on the bottom at 1 and 2. He's making it work. 3 and 4, it's a little more difficult. But, man, he is doing it, holding off Connor for the time being. Chad Cote clips the outside wall, and now as he sails it into 3 and 4, you're seeing that gap kind of extend to Dan McLaren up over half a second. As the 88 continues to lead the way here at the Lincoln Speedway. 3:58 race definitely didn't go his way, but that cold one may have calmed him down here, and he has really turned it around. Jeff Kemper holding off Connor Ross. You see him, about equal gap through all 4 cars here as we go way up top. There you see it for yourself here. 2 laps to go. Oh, Connor was in the wall there pretty hard, and front 3 going to walk away now as the white flag waves. Dan McLaren has one more trip around the Lincoln Speedway. Into turns 3 for the final time, and off of 4. He sees the checkered flag wave, and he wins heat race number 2, followed by the Goose, Kemper, Ross, and more. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Almost time to go and play here at the Lincoln Speedway. I think we have 11 cars. It's for some reason see Steve Bixler's name in the session, but I don't think he's actually racing. He's not popping up on your list either, but either way, a few minutes away from, well, Connor, you got to finish in the top 5. You want to go racing again? You think you can do it?
Yeah, I think we can. I figure out what we did wrong in the heat race and dial it back in a little bit.
Well, I'm going to mute up here, Connor. Best of luck to you, and we'll fire up some starting grid music here, but go get him.
Thank you.
Checkered flag waves, and it is time to take a look at your Coast to Coast Racing League Rebel Sprint Car A main starting lineup here at the Lincoln Speedway. Rounding out the field here in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, the 17 of Shane Billings rolls off P11. Row 5 to the high side, the double nickel of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 41 of Pat Boyce. Row 4 to the high side, the 035 of Connor Ross to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper to the inside, the 010 of Brad Wade. Row 2 to the high side, the popsicle sticks of the 11 of the Goose, Chad Cote to the inside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. And row 1 for your 30 lap Rebel Sprint Car A-Main at the Lincoln Speedway to the outside. The 88 of Soupy Dan McLaren, and starting on the pole, my 2025 Williams Grove National Open Chili Cook-Off winner, the 270 of Chad Griggs. As the field rolls down the backstretch for the final time, we get set to take a look to that PA sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch the dirt fly. 30 laps to play. Your A-Main is underway. Dan McLaren right away falls in line there, P2, but the battle's on for third. Got the Goose upstairs, Isaac Bowman down low trying to sniff P3, but the Goose flapping his wings here. He's got all the momentum. Move the Goose up into the final podium spot. Connor Ross thinking about making it 3 wide there on the bottom in that 35 machine. You got to get aggressive here early. That he does. He's inching. Working this inside on the bottom. Oh, boy. I mean, that's close. That's close. Dan McLaren trying to sniff here. The 270 trying to reel him in here, but I don't know if that fishing line he brought's got enough test here. I don't know. That thing's starting to flex here. Chad Griggs walking away. Oh, we got somebody up in the outside wall. That's the Goose. Chad Cote, we stay green. And Chad Cote with a big slip up here, and he really washes out. I'm going to stay with him here. Everything looks okay. I mean, I'm sure it's probably bent up a little bit, and it's more than bent up a little bit. He says he's going to pull it off. The Goose has had enough. Tough break there for Chad Cote. You see your top three. Connor Ross in that 5th and final transfer spot. He's got his teammate Jeff Kemper trying to reel him in that 181, looking for as much seat time as he can possibly get. So you know he's going to try to get around that 35 if he can. But right now Connor pulling away a little bit from that 181 and might start to have a battle here for third as Brad Waite creeping closer and closer, tugging at the rope here in that number 010. Oh, Connor Ross on the outside wall. He comes back down the track there. He hangs onto it, but he loses 2 spots. 5th to 7th in a hurry here, and he's got to get him back here if he wants to make tonight's A-Main. 20 laps to go. Or the Renegades race, I should say, not the A-Main. Dan McLaren comfortably holding on to P2. Big gap between him and Chad. Isaac, he's close, but not really close enough for any big-time move here. Jeremy Christensen in that 16 machine holding on to that 5th and final transfer spot. He's pulling away a little bit from Jeff Kemper. Goes to the top shelf, grabbing the cushion, the 181. Seems to have found a little bit of a rhythm here as Connor's kind of stalled out, not able to reel him in. Battle on here soon for 4th and also for 3rd. Or no, that's 2nd, excuse me. That's Isaac Bowman reeling in Dan McLaren here. Dan starting to slip up a little bit on the bottom. You can watch him fighting that thing. It's wiggling side to side here. He's working the inside through 3 and 4. But how long can he hold on? And Connor Ross taking a peek on his teammate. Brad Wade trying to go high and wide. Jeff Kemper in the backstretch wall here, but he's able to keep some momentum. Fighting Connor, but he can't beat him to the line. Connor Ross back up to 6th. Brad Waite now in that 5th and final transfer spot as Christensen was able to get around the 010. Brad Waite would be that final guy into your Renegade show here, as this thing has been nothing but green flag laps. We're running out of time, 12 to go. Haven't showed this guy all night, and I feel pretty guilty about it. So let's give him a lap at least. I mean, he's up front by 6.5 seconds. I told you, I don't try to BS you guys, but I said when he got out front in heat race number 1, I told you guys good night, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. He is 7 seconds up the road. I mean, serious chance here if he keeps this thing humming. He laps a couple guys. I mean, he is gone. As Connor Ross, welcome back inside the top 5. He gets around Brad Waite. The 35 inching around the bottom there through 3 and 4. I mean, doing a Dietrich style on the inside. Just as low as he can go. And meanwhile, you got the man behind him trying to impersonate the Concrete King there. Brad Waite burning it down on the outside, trying to beat it down. Two very different ways to get around this place, and they are both starting to take shape here with 7 laps to go. Isaac Bowman finally has Dano at the line. McLaren with a little bit of a hiccup there through 1 and 2. And now he's going to have to hold off Jeremy Christensen, who is inching closer and closer here. Is Jeff Kemper now? He gets into the 035 of Connor Ross. Boy, oh boy, that could have been close. That's teammates going wheel to wheel here, and we got 5 to go. Christensen, can he get on this final podium spot? Dan gonna scratch and claw to hold on to this thing as he rolls off a 4, coming to 4 laps to go. Can see they're coming off a 2. Well, Dan McLaren's going into turn 1 right now. Chad Griggs, excuse me. Unbelievable what he's doing. I mean, the pace in this 270 machine is unlike nothing we have seen here. And, man, he is going to be competing for a Renegades win tonight if he has got that kind of speed. Is the rest of the field just now coming to 2 laps to go. See Bowman, McLaren holding on to that 3rd and final podium spot. Chad takes the white flag. And the 270 is right there behind the lead pack, but he is in no hurry. Doesn't need to force this. Take your time, Chad. He takes the checkered flag. He wins tonight's Rebel Sprint Car A-Main, but it's still on. We don't get to do this that often. We still got racing behind. Here they come to the line. Bowman, McLaren holds on for the 3rd and final podium spot. And then it's Christensen, and I'm seeing Jeff Kemper edges out Connor Ross there coming to the line, and it may have been Connor clipping that outside wall here. Let's see if we can go up top here. We'll watch that. That was the battle for the final transfer, and no, it looked like Jeff was gonna honestly have him anyway. That wasn't the dagger. Kemper working it on the bottom, and man, oh man, sending Connor packing. Let's see here if we can take a look at, we'll go back down, here we go, full finishing rundown. Got Griggs, Bowman, McLaren, Christensen, Kemper, Ross, Waite, Moore Sr., Billings, Cote, and Boyce rounds out your field. And now we'll get, or I should say try to get a word with your 3rd place finisher, Dan McLaren. Ugh, my apologies. I had to blow my nose there again. I've got a lot of congestion today. So pull up the 88. 358 race didn't go all that well, Dano, but you turned it around, man, and this thing looked pretty good. But about the middle part of the race, you were committed to that bottom, much safer down there. It just seemed like it started to fade, and took all you had to be able to hold on to that bottom step of the podium, but that you did, man. Hell of a job.
Yeah, I felt like I kind of kept overdriving the corner, and I think the right rear went pretty quick trying to keep up with Chad because, you know, he's like the Spangler of the Rebels right now, man. That guy shows up, it's like, well, got our work cut out for us. But no, congrats to him and Isaac on second.
Yeah, I think we both know what you had to do there. You had to wreck Chad going into 1 and 2 if you wanted to get that thing. I mean, I've said it before about other people, and I mean, I think you kind of feel the same way, Dan, because, I mean, I was in this Rebels thing, and not that you and we don't suck by any means, but, we're not necessarily up there at that main level yet, and this is where, we can kind of collect some dubs or, get a little better, and when a guy like Chad hops in here, I know it is a little demoralizing knowing that you're basically going to fight for second and third. But that being said, when you were behind him early, you learn anything you can carry over here? I mean, you finished top 5, you get to go racing again.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. No, it's not that it's it's always good when fast guy shows up because then it makes you want to get better, do better, and get faster. You know what I mean? So. No, all in all, flag to flag, man. You can't complain about that. So, no cautions, good racing. So, let's move on to the next.
Yeah, amen, man. And we needed that after the mayhem in the last one. You guys put on a hell of a show. Congrats on that P3, Dano. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, you for the broadcast, brother. Everyone running the league, so we got somewhere to race. Born-a-Foam, spray foam insulation, Marquee Manufacturing. If you need an awning, check them out. JRB Designs for awesome wrap, and all the boys over at Venom.
What about spray foam insulation, warming yourself up 1 inch at a time?
Oh, warming you up 1 inch at a time. If you're, summer's coming, so you're not going to need spray foam, but still hit them up if you need some spray foam done.
Plenty of people out there might need that 1 inch at a time, though. You never know. Hey, hell of a job, Dana.
1 inch at a time there, Shaggy. So,
amen.
Get the job done.
Amen, man. Congratulations. Hopefully we're talking again here after the Renegades.
Yep. Cheers, man.
Dan McLaren bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the man who it took him a while to get by, but, man, once you did, you were able to pull away from Dan a little bit. But I think we both know, man, this 270, I don't know, what for fuel he had, what for tires he had, but he was in his own ballpark. But at the end of the day, you finished second to Chad Griggs. That's a win, Isaac. I think we all agree with that, man. How are we feeling after the P2?
Feeling pretty good. Had a blast racing with Dan. I don't know. Chad must be light at the scales or something. We need to check it. But yeah, just trying to keep it out of the slick. Just trying to have fun. I mean, this thing's a blast. So I appreciate you guys putting it on. Gonna go back and watch the replay for sure.
Well, yeah, now that you finished in the top 5, though, you don't have to stop. You plan on going out and running the next one? You going to come unleash yourself in the Renegades here?
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Hopefully don't get into too many people. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, man, you look pretty good there in the Rebels. Can't wait to see what you bring to the table here in the Renegades. Hell of a job, Isaac. Congrats on that P2, brother. You got anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
I want to just thank you for always putting this on. Love going back and watching the replay. Have a blast. I know you get after it on the commentary, and then the boys at Infamous Raceworks, they're just helping me just get better and better each and every day. Just got to be a little more consistent, and that's about it.
Well, man, it's definitely coming. Laps. That's what you need, and you're doing a good job of clicking them off here. Good luck in the Renegades, brother.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Isaac Bowman bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the man who should have won the damn chili cook-off. He got robbed in the 270, Chad Griggs. Boy, oh boy, man. I said when you won the heat race that, good night. I warned everybody here, and, man, I cannot wait to watch you go out here and run wheel-to-wheel with Patrick Spangler. This is going to be so much fun. Tell me you can make the Renegades race.
Yeah, I'm going to run it. I don't know that you'll see quite what you saw there, but I tried to get him. I tried to type in to have him give me an EOL at the start of that feature, but he either didn't see it or he didn't want to give me one. But I wanted to have a little bit of fun trying to get maneuvering through traffic and all that, but so be it. It was just a little test, and now we'll go get whipped if we need to.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be that whip trying to get to this guy. I mean, it's going to have to be pretty long to whip you here tonight. I mean, there was a lot of pace. You felt good in the heat race, or at least it looked good to me. I don't know how it felt, but, you kind of shoved it through the middle there, almost had to go 3 wide. I mean, you were that much quicker than those guys. So do you think, obviously, you've got to know your limits, okay? But I was watching you drive that thing. I mean, if you wanted to, you could have got up there and lapped some more guys, realistically, couldn't we have?
I don't know. I wasn't trying to push it hard. I was actually experimenting with different lines because I knew I had a big lead. So I was trying the bottom, I was trying the middle, I was trying slider line up to the top, and just kind of seeing where my times were the best with the track state that we had. I mean, it was pretty much a dyno session. That was a pretty green track, with the amount of cars that we had and, amount of races that were on it. So I was just doing some experimenting, trying to see where the times were fastest at that track state and kind of store that in your brain for later.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother, it didn't matter where you put this thing, and I'm glad you admit to that, because the few laps that, I mean, you can imagine, Chad, when you're winning by 7.5 seconds, I wasn't on you too often, but the laps that I did give you, man, I could tell, you're just moving this thing around and you're still, clicking through, lapping some guys. I mean, it's unbelievable what you did here in 30 laps green flag. Hell of a show, man. I cannot wait to see what happens here in this Renegades race. But before you get out of here, man, you got anybody you want to thank on the big win?
Thank everybody at Coast to Coast, all the admins for the league to race in. Thank you for the awesome broadcast that you do, and my team over at TJM.
Well, hey, hell of a job, Chad. Give them as much hell as you can possibly give them in these Renegades. Go get it, brother.
We'll do our best. Thanks, Shaggy.
Chad Griggs bringing home the win here at the Lincoln Speedway for your Rebel Sprint Cars. And with that, we step away here for a minute or two and we load up into your Renegade Sprint Cars, brought to you by JRB Design. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season. Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
I unmuted myself on two things, and it took me forever to figure out that I had them both muted. But we are indeed back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car. A-Main here at the Lincoln Speedway in Abbottstown, PA. About 15 minutes, 10 minutes up the road from your boy's house here. I do have to make a turn, technically. I mean, this place is about a half a mile off Route 30. I mean, it's one turn. We got Gary out there chiming in. What's going on, Gary? But yeah, this is, we're definitely, I think the dream for me would be now, this is kind of something I've learned since being up there at McGruben and Baps, that I believe, technically, the owner of the racetrack up there. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name right now? Oh, that's killing me. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing here as I'm drawing a blank watching Brendan Lacey roll around. But anyways, he owns a Scott Gobrecht. That's who it is. He owns a percentage of Lincoln as well. I didn't ever realize that, so I got to be honest with you. My dream probably, as soon as it could happen, but eventually. I mean, how cool would it be to be the announcer here and the announcer at BAPS? That would be awesome. This is Brendan Lacey. I stayed on him for a reason. Yeah, because that purple sector won. He found a lot of time. He went back to the top of the charts. Big lap there for Brendan Lacey. Patrick Spengler comes across the line, P3. JK3 comes across the line, P4. Jeff Barker, P2 on lap number 1 in the 5:13 machine. And now, Chad Griggs comes across the stripe. P2 for the 270 machine. Can Griggs find a little bit more time? Crosses the line, and he does. 14-1-2 for Chad Griggs. Gavin Chatham, P3 in the 99 machine. Shorty coming home, P4. And that Galen's Popcorn, number 51, and Jeremy Christensen. Rounding out your top 5 for the moment. Bandy still out here on the racetrack. He's coming across for the final time. It's Green, P12 for the 49 machine. Dan McLaren, last car to put in at time. And he's not going to be able to as time runs out. Only 23 guys here tonight. Well, I shouldn't say only. That's a lot here for the Lincoln Speedway. I think everybody knows that after what we've watched. But moral of the story is everybody making the A-Main tonight. So you're not, how should I say, super worried about, finishing in the top 4. I mean, obviously it's hard to pass here. So you want to start as close to the front here as you can come feature time. But it's not a do or die here as we take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Row 4 to the outside, the 217 of the Gentleman Jacket, to the inside, the 161 of the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Row 3 to the outside, the 034 of JKJ, John Klimowicz Jr., to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 270 of Chad Griggs, to the inside, the 51 of John Short. And row 1 for heat race number 1 to the top shelf, the 39 of Patrick Spengler, and starting on the pole, the 8 of Scott Thomason. Thought maybe Chad was asking for an EOL there. Just kind of saw him slow there, but nope, he tags up in line. Definitely did not want the EOL here. I saw Hollow over there on the C2C side. I was bad with that tonight. Like I say, I'm so tired to see Grandy chiming in. Oh, Grandy eating some pasta, dude. I'm so jealous. We'll see what we have here. Ooh, Thomason blinking a little bit there. As we roll through 3 and 4, we take a look to that PA sky. The green flag is high. It's time to watch the dirt fly. Oh, Shorty. Hang on to her, John. The 51 on the slip and slide. And I see Spengler. He joins him there. Somebody threw the banana peel out. And now the 79 of Dean Reynolds. I mean, look at that. That plain Jane 79 machine got her rolling here tonight. Trying to work to the outside of John Short is meanwhile Chad Griggs. He started fourth. We knew this was coming. It's unbelievable what he's able to do. Shorty goes around. Let's see what happened here to John Short. Let's see if we can maybe take a look at this here real quick, and then we'll go back to live. He just clips the inside wall. He did that to himself. Tough break there for the 51, and SDK doesn't want to go live, so we're going to have to reset that later. After this race is Chad Griggs right there on the hunt here for P1, Scott Thomason. Can he hold on here? You do not want to let Chad get out in front. That is not good. And there, yeah, you see, I mean, Gary talking about that Kevin Gobrek machine. Obviously, my owner at my track's brother is Chad Griggs to the lead here. And, yeah, it's a sad story about Kevin Gobrek for sure. Chad Griggs hunting the outside here, trying to tell the 8 to pound sand. White flag waves. Can he hold on one trip around the Lincoln Speedway? Went out there, got quick time, then had to start P4 in the heat race. Didn't care. Passes 3, gets it done here in Abbottstown. Give it to Griggs, Thomason, Reynolds, Spengler, your top 4. Landis, Klimowicz, Hit, and Short round out the field. Yeah, Gary, that's actually, Patrick told me that. Well, I didn't. If you're willing to talk about it, you know, I don't mind saying that, but yeah, Patrick told me about it, how you were the first one there. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, my dad, when I was a young kid, well, late 80s, before I was born, and then when I was real young, my dad raced go-karts against Kevin before Kevin got into the 410 stuff. And, yeah, pretty cool. Obviously, dirt racing in PA. You know one, you probably know them all. But let's take a look here. Starting lineup. Heat race number 2. Row 4 to the outside, the 88 of Dan McLaren to the inside, the 30 of Steven Goldner. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 518 of 100 grand. Joseph Grandy to the inside, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 1-4 of Brennan Lacey to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 69 of JK3, and starting on the pole, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. Yeah, Gary, obviously I don't ever expect, you know, you and Patrick to make a trip to the McGruben Motorplex to watch kids, you know, go out there and race. There are some adults, but to mostly go out there and watch the kids. But you and Patrick do ever take a trip to Baps, Williams Grove, Lincoln, I better get a message. Here's the green flag waves for heat race number 2. Love to go meet you guys. Would definitely make the trip to do that. Here's Klimowicz. He is trying to get it going on the outside, but a little slip up there off of 2. And that may allow Lacey here to cut to the middle. Maybe look underneath the 14. Oh, looking for a discount here. Getting 2 for 1 through 1 and 2. Big move by Brennan Lacey. He leads the way. 6 laps left to play. John Klimowicz rolling around in P3 here. Is he close enough to make a move on Bowman? Not at the moment. Meanwhile, Steven Goldner started 7th. He's climbing his way up inside the top 4. Now looking for 3rd here is, man, that 30 working the inside on the bottom. And I will never forget when Lincoln Speedway was installed on iRacing. I was one of the people with advantages. We came here, as we always do in Coast to Coast. When we get a new track, we go here that week. We plan for it. And I led, I want to say, the first 20 of 30 laps until Steven Goldner and the man out front right now, Brennan Lacey, started following me on the bottom, exactly like Goldner's doing it now. Now, you saw him hiccup there through 3 and 4, okay? He gave up that time. But boy, oh boy, when you hit it right here, baby, slowing her down and backing it down on that inside, putting that left rear in that tack right here, you let that thing eat going down the front stretch. And, man, we'll have to see as the white flag waves. Goldner almost up into P2. He may get it, but it's Lacey through 3 and 4 for the final time. He sees the checkered flag wave, and he wins heat race number 2. Followed by Goldner, Bowman, Klimowicz, Grandy, McLaren, Christensen, and York round out the field. Man, I love this place. I absolutely love this place. I hope that 358 race did not put a sour taste in y'all's mouth, because I'm telling you, man, this place can be, it can be something else when, you know, you respect that guy around you, and you know you're willing to let the race the track, man, you know, because you do kind of have to race the track. You're not necessarily racing that guy around you, you know. I mean, if he makes a mistake, if you're hitting what you need to on the racetrack, you'll go on by him. And oh gosh, place is so much fun. Rounding out the field here for your 3rd and final heat race, the 078 of Jack Clevenger, row 3 to the outside, the 36 of Barry Goldner to the inside, the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 99 of the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. And row 1 for your JRB Design Renegade Sprint Car Heat Race number 3 to the outside, the 127 of the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson, and starting on the pole, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. Ooh, sounds got a little weird there. That was funky. As the cars pace through 3 and 4 for the final time, green flag set the wave. Your 3rd and final heat race is underway. Atkinson to the point here early with a great run off at 2, but Bandy, watch Goldner tried. He tried it, clipped the inside wall, now comes back down. Barker was home. And Bandy going to fall to the tail here, man. He knows a little hiccup there may have cost Barker a spot or 2. I don't know if that right front broken on the 513, but, man, they hit pretty hard. Barker going to be lucky if everything stayed straight on there, but it moves Kemper up to 3rd. Gavin Chatham hanging on here right on the tail end of the 127. Who you saw there got in the outside wall ever so slightly here. But, man, he's going to have to figure something out. Gavin Chatham is right there. See Gavin working here, working to the inside. Does he take the peak? Oh, he's thinking about it. Does he throw the slide job? No, he keeps it down low. We're door to door, wheel to wheel. 3 laps to play here at the Lincoln Speedway, but the Dark Knight looking to take the lead, and he does. Shows him the tail tank going into 3. Gavin Chatham. Oh, he's trying to let it eat, but, man, Jesse. Oh, those Panther claws. Scratches his way back to the lead. The Pink Panther not going away, man. He is stubborn on that outside. Coming to the white flag this time. One more lap to play here at the Lincoln Speedway. How do we finish this? Who's going to come home P1? Gavin Chatham on rails there through 1 and 2. He goes up, shuts the door. Jesse tries to cut underneath, gets loose. It's going to be Chatham, Atkinson, Barker, Kemper, Clevenger, Goldner, and Bandy. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Your JRB Renegade Sprint Car A Main is coming up next.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
Almost time to go and play here in the Coast to Coast Racing Leagues. Premier Division, your JRB Renegade Sprint Cars. Let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Of Coast to Coast driver best 23 of Coast to Coast Racing League's best drivers. Get ready to go play here at the Lincoln Speedway. Let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Rounding out the field, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. Row 11 to the outside, the 51 of John Short. To the inside, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. Row 10 to the top shelf, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. To the inside, the 217 of the gentleman, Jack Hitt. Row 9 to the high side, the 36 of Barry Goldner. To the inside, the 88 of Dan McLaren. Row 8 to the top shelf, the 034 of JKJ, John Klimowicz Jr. To the inside, the 078 of Jack Clevenger. Connor's not here, so we blame Connor. Connor was supposed to remind me tonight when I went live and was still talking in Discord. But either way, row 7 to the top shelf, the 518 of Honor Grand. Joseph Grandy to the inside, the 161 of the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Row 6 to the outside, the 181 of Jeff Kemper to the inside, the 69 of JK3, John Klimowicz Jr. Row 5, we got the 39 of Patrick Spengler to his inside, the 513 of Jeff Barker. Row 4 to the outside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 3, Jesse Atkinson to the top, Stephen Goldner on the bottom. Row 2, you've got Scott Thomason and Gavin Chatham. And row 1 for your JRB Designs, Renegade Sprint Car A main to the high side, the 14 of Brennan Lacey. And starting on the pole, your Rebel Sprint Car A main winner, the 270 of Chad Griggs. As we look to the PA sky, the green flag is high. Let's watch the dirt fly. 30 laps, 5 laps to play. Your A main's underway. We saw 30 laps, green flag in the Rebels. What do we have in store here? And there we go. I'd heard bouncing around. That's why I had talked about it. Caution flag waves, and I think Ted York here may have gotten the worst of this. He was at the tail end. Let's see if he, if it happens in front of him. The deal is there. You can see Barry Goldner. He's a little loose there. And yeah, Barry Goldner drives it in. He gets in the back of Lacey there. Nowhere for Ted to go. Could have been a lot worse, but basically the 3 cars involved. And we'll restack them, re-rack them, and we'll try it again here. Jesse Bandy felt like he had enough damage, though. He needed to come down pit road. So keep Chad Griggs out front. We'll see what happens. We're going to hope that the 99's computer here stays solid. Like to see Gavin be able to stick one out here, be able to try to go full bore here, man. Try to get into one, but gonna need that computer to not act up on him here, as that's been the issue for the 99. John Short, he's up 6 spots already. Started 22nd, up to 16th there after the contact in front of him. So keep an eye on Shorty as Griggs hits the loud pedal, and we are back underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. Chad Griggs to the point once again. Here comes the 99, though. Gavin Chatham inching on the bottom, trying to work his way into P2. But it's Thomason at the line. Now the Pink Panther going high and wide, thinking about making it 3 wide behind there. No. Oh, we got cars bouncing around here, but we stay green. So far, you can hear him clipping off the fence. Back towards the front here, you see Patrick Spengler. We saw a little 2, almost 3 wide in front of him there. That's Goldner trying to work that white and blue machine on the bottom. Dino looking underneath the 39. Patrick got the momentum up top. That's where you want to be. Gavin putting in work there on the bottom. You see Thomason blink just for a little bit here, and not too bad. Definitely going to start to get annoying after a while, especially, man, at close quarters racing here. Gotta know where that guy is around you, and Patrick Spengler continues to hunt upstairs as meanwhile Goldner cuddled down on the bottom, low and slow. There he sees Isaac Bowman shut the door. What's he gonna do? He looks a little lower than Isaac. Trying to go fishing here. Bottom step of the podium, undecided across the line. Give it to either guy here as they were wheel to wheel. Jesse Atkinson looks to be the aggressor here on the outside. He is in the place maybe you want to be, but boy, oh boy, got wicked loose off of 4. Now Gavin says, you're going to leave the top open. Well, I got to fill that, brother. Move Gavin Chatham up to the top shelf here as Scott Thomason continues to hold on to P2. Chad Griggs, he tried to fool you guys, give you guys some BS, basically, that he didn't know what was going to happen here. I fed it to you guys. I told you what was going to happen. I didn't let him lie to you. Chad was going to go out here. And, I mean, he's a renegade sprint car champion. Oh, Dino in the wall hard. Dino in the wall hard, up and over, lands on the lid here. Can he get on all fours? No, he can't. And, man, that may do it for Dino here. It's been a while since luckily, it's been a while since I've raced here and had to tow. Can't remember if this is one of the places that basically doom you and you're a lap down. But Dino did tow rather quickly. But Isaac Bowman just gets loose on corner entry, and Dino pays the price for it there. Tail tank hard into the wall there, the middle of 1 and 2, and Grandy with nowhere to go. He gets collected in it. Man, tough break there for Dino, not able to get back on all fours. You see him there still sitting on pit road. Chad Griggs continues the lead here in Abbottstown. Quiet there on the coast-to-coast side. I was just making sure I wasn't ignoring anybody, but Grandy's the last person typing in there, and, well, he's in the car right now, so Grandy a little too busy here. I would hope to type to us. You never know there with that man. Chad Griggs set to roll us around here back to another restart here at the Lincoln Speedway. He can drop the hammer anytime after now. He does, and we are back underway. Gavin Chatham working the inside, taking advantage of an excellent restart. Move the Dark Knight into P2. I mean, just sneaking out of the shadows there on the bottom. Great job by the 99, and now he can go to work here. We've got two of the best here running up front, and I mean it. You put these guys in any iRacing show in a 360 sprint car, they're going to migrate themselves inside the top 10. Maybe these two aren't going to be up there, winning the thing. You never know. They are definitely going to be in contention, and now we get to watch them go to war. Oh, Chocolate Water, hang on! Hang on, Chocolate Water! He keeps it straight. Terry Landis somehow, but he loses a lot of spots. Kind of got turned around there, and, man, the Desert Demon, he is not going to like that one bit. I mean, he loves coming home to the Lincoln Speedway. Shorty clips the inside wall, comes back up. He gets run over by McLaren. Nowhere for Dano to go. Lacey now on the bottom in that, or Bandy, no, that is Lacey in the 14. Lacey working the inside, 3 wide. There's contact behind. Oh, Glimmerwicks Jr. And let's see what happened here. I want to try to find my blimp. There we go. Or what I have named the blimp. This, I don't think, is very... And that was just, he got loose there. I couldn't tell if he got in the wall. No, he just probably gassed it up here heavy to keep it out of the wall, and that's why it kind of shoots around all at once. You see Bandy there hooking just a little bit. Nowhere for Jack Hit to go. And that's, if you're Dino, you're going to be not too pumped about that one, because you want the guy to definitely hold the brakes here. Let's see what Dino sees. He's just trying to fit in. Oh, nope, he did hold the brakes. You could see the tires locked up. He definitely held the brakes. Tires did not move. That thing bounced off the wall and sent him back down. So shame on me. He did all that he could there. Tough break. It is kind of the break, though, Dino needed. You noticed how far behind he was. That was because, well, he had to tow. and wasn't able to get right on tail to the back of the grid here. So that'll allow Dino to maybe go out here and pick up some much-needed points. As the green flag waves, oh, Chad Griggs. Oh, man, he's able to get back on the horse here, but boy, oh, boy, wild restart there for the 270. Coming to 17 laps to go. Patrick Spengler, welcome to the top 5 here as he goes around Scott Thomason. Will head in the top 4, actually. Patrick Spengler, here he comes, man. He is mounting a charge. And that Kevin Gobrecht number 39 here, or Kevin Gobrecht inspired 39, I should say. Gavin working the outside here. Oh boy, Chad Griggs. Now he goes up. He's got to run the top here. Got to play defensive. Got to make Gavin work for it here. Take away where he was, you know. Change up that airflow. Tighten up the race car. I mean, it is going to matter. Gavin's not going to. Now you see that. Goes down. Wants some clean air on that thing. It's going to help the nose stick a little more. Not slide as much. Not push as much. Going corner entry. He goes high and wide trying to build up some steam. 3 wide here. This is the battle for 8. Jesse Bandy looking to be the winner here in the moment, but Lacey not giving up on the bottom. That 14 absolutely wrapping it here. Can he tie the bow this time coming off a 2? Lacey does. Give him a 2 for 1. And if he hooks up 3 and 4 again the way he did last time, oh boy, no. Bandy fighting hard on the outside. Gavin Chatham still hanging out in P2. Can't lasso the 270 of Chad Griggs, who has built the lead up to almost a full second here with 11 laps to go. Thomason gets back around Spengler here. Patrick trying to bang the outside here. Channel his inner concrete kid, Anthony Macri. What can he do here? Sending it in, letting it tap the wall here. You got to. If you want to run the top, you got to let it eat. Steven Goldner now inching up on the inside here. What does he do as we ride off the nose? Oh, caution flag waves. And Goldner going to have to pack it up here, retry again. Let's see what happened in this one. I think it's going to be John Klimowicz III here in the 69 machine. But we'll see. Got a couple. Yeah, it definitely does look to be that. Just gets it up there, keeps it up there out of the way, and he's hung up in the fence. I don't know if that thing... Let's see, can he walk the dog? Can he get it off? Nope. Went into Disappearo land, rode the wall too long, and have to tow that thing, and hopefully he can get back out there. But as we saw with Dean earlier, you're not going to get back out there tightened up to the field. So going to need another caution flag to fly if he wants to really do any damage, get any spots back here. The lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace car, and we get set to go back underway here at the Lincoln Speedway. Can Chad Griggs complete the sprint car sweep here in Abbottstown? We'll have to find out. Is Klimowicz III going to have to wait here? He doesn't make it out. Now he's going to be a lap down as we're back underway. Battle on for second, Jesse Atkinson. Oh, he gets in the outside wall, though, and Thomason shuts the door on the 39. Patrick Spengler had to use the binders there, living to race another day. Let's see what he does this time. Patrick Spengler up against the wall. Thomason going to go up there, shut the door one more time. Oh, Thomason goes around. Spengler nowhere to go. Breaks the left front. You can see it. We were on board the whole time. Nothing Spengler could do, and I tried to kind of fortune tell there for us a little bit, because you could tell right here, Thomason, when he gets in this wall, this is really going to affect corner entry. And it does. He goes up that half a lane higher than everybody else, clips that outside wall, and goes around. And there's nowhere for Patrick Spengler to go. And thankfully, there you see Bandy. He is going to be, pumped that Patrick went up the track instead of coming back down there after the contact, because Bandy, that would have pretty much wrote him off here. Man, oh man. Patrick Spengler not able to bounce off of that and keep it rolling. He had to tow, and man, that's going to doom that 39. The high side banger was looking at a top 5 watches it all wash away here at the Lincoln Speedway. Should get the one to green this time by. Let's watch that Steve King Foundation pace car dive off. Chad Griggs paces the field to yet another restart here at the Lincoln Speedway. Can he hold on? From what I've seen, nobody's going to be able to catch him. We'll have to find out. Green flag waves. 5 laps left to play. Gavin, can he take advantage here? The car's being tight and put some pressure here on Chad. This is the moment. This is the 99's time to shine. 4 laps to go. Virtually identical lines there through 1 and 2. Gavin goes to the outside, tries to build up a little more steam, but Griggs going to shut the door. And with 3 laps to go, I just don't know. Barker getting loose. Able to settle it back down. Let's go back up to the front here. Chad Griggs, 2.5 trips around left. Now 2 this time by. Can he hold on to go back to back here at the Lincoln Speedway? Or can Gavin Chatham find a way? Will that 99 on around? I just don't know. A little hiccup there through 1 and 2 may have sealed the deal. Chad Griggs sees the white flag wave. He's got 1 more lap to go. Chad Griggs, a former defending champion, has to run in Rebels now. He showed you he don't belong there. He won by 8 seconds. And now he's going to go back to back here at the Lincoln Speedway. Give it to Chad Griggs. He gets it done. And your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car, amen, Gavin Chatham and Jesse Atkinson round out the podium. Stephen Goldner and Brennan Lacey finish off your top 5. So let's see here. Let's bring up your full rundown. Jesse Bandy coming home 6th. Barker, Grandy, Short, and McLaren your top 10. Dean Reynolds, Ted York, Terry Landis, Jack Hitt, Isaac Bowman, your top 15, and the rest of your field, Clevenger, Thomason, Christensen, Goldner, Klimowicz III, Spengler, Klimowicz Jr., and Jeff Kemper rounds out the field. I think this was the longer green flag run. Tough to tell. Because at Lincoln, let's be honest, you don't normally get the passing. Right? You know, you get at other racetracks. So when I look at my SDK to kind of rewind, it doesn't necessarily have all the action in that amount of time, you know, that we'd maybe get at another racetrack. So it's always hard to judge off that. But either way, we do know that this man came home P3, and he is indeed waiting for me in the waiting room. So we'll pull up the driver of the 127 Fresca machine, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. Boy, oh boy, Jesse. I mean, this was one where, like so always, I mean, you could maybe run the bottom, but this 127, you were committed to that outside. It maybe went away from you there a little bit towards the halfway point, but man, it came back to you when you needed it. And talk to us about a good race.
Yeah, I mean, we came into this thing. I wasn't too confident. I'm usually, I say this about, most tracks. I'm usually not the best at some of these tracks, and Lincoln's kind of one of them where it's very tricky for me. And I went into qualifying and I ran like 2 really good laps, I thought. And I told Brady, my spotter, I was like, if that isn't first, I don't know what is. I pull up the relative and it's 10th. I'm like, okay, well, we got some work to do. But put some work into the heat. Fortunately, Chatham got by me at the end. The bottom there was just a little too strong, and I don't know. I just recently haven't been there on the bottom, so that's one of my skills that has kind of gone away. But it is what it is. And then feature just basically just had to keep it clean. We were looking at a top 5 basically the whole time, and snuck away with this 3rd place finish here. But yeah, I mean, it was really tricky there. I tried to get down to the bottom a few times in that race, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think I get back down enough. And when I do think I need to get on the gas, it's like, oh, the slick keeps coming, inside of me. So it's like all I do is spin. So, but yeah, that outside 3 and 4, especially at a 4, it's just so wide out there. When the slick gets all the way up there and cushion's so small, it's so hard to hit. And I think I kind of just burnt the rubber off my tires and was basically just spinning wherever I went. But yeah, 1 and 2, little slider line there really worked. I saw there was kind of a fresh-ish patch, if that's what you want to call it, of dirt kind of sliding up there. So could hit that and kind of maintain with them and put a good gap behind me. So that was our plan the whole race.
Well, let's be honest here too, man. They're making him run Rebels, but we all know what happens when Chad Griggs gets up front. It is tough to run that guy down. And with that late caution here, I mean, obviously it's a hope and a prayer. But how bad did you want Gavin, to pull up there, throw a big move, get side by side? I mean, if they start racing, you're right there for that thing.
Oh yeah, of course, on the inside, I want them to wreck, but obviously you don't want to give that off. But yeah, I mean, I was really hoping they'd start racing. I mean, they did there for a little bit, but once again, it just gets so hard to pass her when it gets slicked off, and it was kind of just like I was talking to Griggs down in the waiting room. It was pretty much just like a position game. Like, if you had the position at the way start, you're pretty guaranteed to have it at the end unless you really, royally screw up. But, we'll walk away with P3 here. Didn't think we'd come out with one, but glad to have one.
No, man, especially with the way you and Gavin were going to war, man. That was a lot of fun to watch. Hell of a job here walking away without many scratches here at the Lincoln Speedway. Not easy to do, man. Congrats on the podium. Who you want to thank?
Yes, sir. Just got to thank Ager Esports, all the guys over there. Got to thank Brady for being my spotter once again this season. He really helps me throughout all these, gives me some good calls, and so far has been working so good for us. And got to thank you guys for putting on the awesome broadcast. And got to thank Coast to Coast for putting on all these races.
Well, congratulations, Jesse. Good luck the rest of the way, brother, man. You've had a lot of momentum here this last season and a half or so. It's been fun to watch you tear it up. Keep it going.
Yes, sir. And yeah, last season, I mean, what did I have? 5 top 5s. 4 of those were second place. One of them was a third, and I lose the championship by a point. I mean, if that just doesn't sum it up, I mean, what does? But, hopefully we can gain that point back somehow or sometime through in the season and win the thing.
Well, you definitely gained some points on your poor old teammate there, Patrick Spangler, tonight. He had a rough one, so you definitely came out holding the flag tonight, man. Good luck the rest of the way.
Sir, thank you.
Jesse Atkinson bringing home P2, and now I get to bring up a man who, I don't know whether to thank DJ, thank the computer gods, whoever we need to thank, but boy, oh boy, it held on, and you got to turn on the Jets here, man. A good P2 run, and you know the deal. If you're maybe not so smart early on and, keep this thing in one piece and you hang on, up there towards the front, you don't have to fight around those guys. Maybe you can work on Chad, but man, at the end of the day, you did what you needed to do. You brought home that middle spot. How are we feeling?
I feel pretty good. I mean, it always feels really good to finish finish well and have a complete race finally. And yeah, we've been battling some issues here with the computers, so it felt really good to finally get a night completely put together. Well, I guess kind of put together. I screwed up in qualifying, I screwed up in the feature, but still was able to get second. But yeah, no, me and Jesse had a heck of a battle early on there, and I just couldn't clear them. And I'm like, you got to make these passes count, and you got to have 35 laps is a long time, but also it's not a long time. So you really got to make your passes count and get going and get working towards the leader if you have a shot at winning this race and or winning a race. And me and Jesse had a heck of a battle. And then finally was able to clear them and then went to work. I think I got lucky. I got past Scott on one of the restarts. I threw it in on the bottom, and quite frankly, I thought I was going to hit the wall, and I thought I was going to hit him, but it stuck, and I shot off the corner. I cleared him, and then we were able to try to go work on Chad, but Chad was doing everything right tonight. He was so smooth, and we kept getting cautious at the end there, and I was pretty thankful for him because I thought we could it kept giving me an opportunity to try something different. And that last run, I had a really just floating the top a little bit higher than he was coming off, and I was getting some bite going down the corner, and I waited one lap too long. I probably I should have switched to the middle, and I ended up staying on the top, and I ended up spinning the tires, and we lost all that ground, and it was basically over at that point. And Chad had it locked up. So you take it, you learn, and you just remember it for next time. And we'll definitely take a P2 for tonight.
Yeah, and man, it's awesome. It speaks to your talent level that you can kind of. It's easy for me to say what you just said because I was going to. You kind of did reel him in there, but he just hung it out a little too high there in 1 and 2, and everything that you gained and then some you lost. And as well as I do, then you got to kind of refresh, get your momentum back, and by that amount of time, not really enough to go up there and get to him. But at the end of the day, man, you didn't let him walk away with this thing. You made him work, and watching you in the 127 side by side for all those laps, man, was a lot of the show tonight. Great job, Gavin. Congrats on P2, brother. Who you want to thank?
Thanks, Shaggy. I just want to thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast and Coast to Coast Racing, all the sponsors of the league, and all the admin, everybody that helps put this league on and allows us to go out here and do what we like to do and go racing. I just want to thank FTM Full Throttle Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, I'm forgetting Swan Speed Shop. Yeah, I haven't had an interview in such a while from all these computer issues. I'm forgetting all the sponsors, but Super Dirt Car Series. I just want to thank all the sponsors for and all the support we get. I just wanted to thank the fans for coming out and watching these races. I hope we put on a heck of a show for y'all tonight. And so I want to thank my fans as well for taking time to watch the races.
Definitely did, man. Like I say, you and Jesse, that was a blast to watch, man. Congrats on the great finish, and good luck the rest of the way, brother. Hopefully this computer stays smooth.
I hope so too, Shaggy. It's always good talking to you, man. Well, you have a good rest of your night.
Gavin Chatham bringing home P2 here, and now we get to pull up the man who he tried to lie to you guys, but with the questions I was asking him, I wouldn't let him. I knew it was going to be fun for him, and man, you took him to the woodshed, brother. You go out there, you know how it goes. Qualifying P1, it's not necessarily good in here, and I'm one of the only announcers who will admit that people play the game, me included. We'll lift depending on what lap time we see. And, man, you're not afraid. You go out there, you set the bar, knowing that you're going to have to come from fourth there in the heat race. And didn't phase you at all, man. Get to the front, wasting no time. This thing's on rails, brother. We're lucky to have you back. How did this thing feel?
Pretty good, but it was hairy there. So yeah, like you said too, you don't want to necessarily be starting fourth in a heat, not in the Renegades anyway. And I did get lucky there. Like in my heat, it just kind of there right early on. Everything just opened up and worked absolutely perfect for me. That's not going to happen every time, but track position you had to have it tonight, and that's what I was telling Gavin too. Like, those cautions are so stressful when you're leading. I don't want to be leading at that point, honestly, because I can't really try a whole lot. I just knew that if there was something down very, very low on the bottom, I'm not consistent enough to be able to go down there and wait on the car long enough and hit it without hitting the inside wall and ruining my own race. So I just decided I was going to take the momentum line, which is pretty real, right through the middle, and make my car as wide as I could. And if they were going to get around me, they're going to have to earn it. So that's just what I did. I don't know. I knew that Gavin and Jesse and them were right there on all those restarts, and it's a battle. You're just trying to keep the rear end under the car on exit and not stab the gas too early, and had to work for that one.
Yeah, man, most definitely. And, you know, as you kind of stated there, you were smart. You know, you went with what was comfortable while you were leading. Whereas, you know, Gavin, when you kind of planted in the middle, you know the deal. He's got to find a way around you, and that takes him out of his comfort zone. And while he was maybe catching you on the occasional lap or two, that consistency out of you is something that we have not seen many other drivers, you know, maybe Blake, Patrick every now and then, but he gets in the wall, man. Your consistency is for real unmatched. I mean, just smooth lap after lap, and it is a lot of fun to watch, Chad. I meant what I said, man. We're lucky to have you back. Hell of a job on the sweep. Hopefully we get to see you a lot more this season, but until then, brother, you got anybody you want to thank on a damn near perfect night?
Yeah, again, thank all the guys at C2C, all the admins that make everything work there. Thank you for the great broadcast that you do. And again, my teammates over at TJM. Appreciate it.
Well, hell of a job, man. Hopefully we get you back here soon. I love when you come here and bully these guys around a little bit. Great run tonight.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Chad Griggs getting it done here at the Lincoln Speedway. Goes back-to-back. Wins your coast-to-coast racing league, Rebel sprint cars, and then goes out there and winds up in your JRB design Renegade sprint car victory lane. I mean, this guy is a lot of fun to watch, puts on a good, clean show, and gets rewarded here with 2 checkered flags. And with that, we sign off here for the evening. I am Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, voice of the McGrew Bid Motoplex, saying so long, and we'll see you back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network Wednesday for a little Hometown Heroes. Have a good one. Oh, and I'm going to be on the track Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to be on the track Wednesday. My dad's league. I just got a message. Let's look at that here. You guys probably want to hear me talk a little longer. I'm sure you all love it. I don't go back to broadcasting until Wednesday, April 13th on Wednesday nights for my Pops Leagues. You guys got to deal with me for a couple weeks here. Maybe I can get myself into a points talk, and I don't know. We'll see. Have a good one here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.